Welcome everybody to the Channel Vision Magazine webinar featuring Bicoms Systems, which will provide you with information on communicating in the new workplace. I'm your moderator, Bruce Christian, Senior Editor of Channel Vision Magazine. Our presenters are Bicoms Systems Head of Products, Aida Jamek, and Dalibor Bradvich, Product Owner. So now with that, let me turn it over to Aida and Dalibor.
Hello, everybody. My name is Dalibor Bradvich, and I'm a PBXware product owner. Today, I will talk about the pandemic and post-pandemic workplace for workers who replaced offices with home. The COVID-19 pandemic disrupted labor markets globally during 2020. The short-term consequences were sudden and often severe. Millions of people were furloughed or lost jobs, and others rapidly adjusted to working from home as offices closed. In March of 2020, most companies would have seen their offices as essential to their business. But as pandemic dragged on, leaders have been surprised to learn that people often work just as productively from home. Now that vaccines are becoming available and social distancing restrictions are being relaxed in some regions, leaders need to decide whether to bring employees back to office, remain at home, or use this as an opportunity to adopt a new, possibly more beneficial workplace model. Experts are divided on what's likely to happen next. Some argue that our experiment with working from home has been so successful that the remote work is here to stay. Others speculate that people are starving for face-to-face interaction and that central business districts are primed to come back. Splitting the difference, another group believes that the future of work won't be either of these two extremes, but a hybrid solution between home and the office. After all, it's very reasonable that companies would want to have employees ready to work from home if the next pandemic hits. COVID-19 drove a mass social experiment in working from home, and some data says that 20% of full workdays will be supplied from home after the pandemic ends, compared with just 5% before. We developed evidence of 5 reasons for this large shift, that is better than expected work from home experiences, new investment in physical and human capital that enable work from home, greatly diminished stigma associated with work from home, lingering concerns about crowds and contagion risks, and a pandemic-driven surge in technological innovations that support work from home. I believe we all agree that work from home is here to stay. In Bicoms Systems, we are aware that times when a desk phone in the office was enough are behind us. Modern workplace should be mobile. We are entering a new era of digital nomads. We can all agree when talking about work from home, where workers are dislocated, the biggest issue is communication. There are 4 communication types: verbal, non-verbal, visual, and written. To help our partners to easily sell products to companies with dislocated team members who need to communicate on a high level, we developed a set of unified communication tools to improve communications while working remotely. Bicoms Systems Communication Solution is a software suite developed by Bicoms Systems, from essentials like PBXware to unified communication applications like glocom and glocom Go. It is everything you need to communicate, collaborate, and connect. In our software suite, we have PBXware, an open standards turnkey telephony platform, Serverware as a server virtualization platform dedicated to telephony, glocom, desktop unified communication software, and glocom Go as a unified communication mobile app application. With this communication solution, we are offering comprehensive solutions for video and screen sharing, as well as chat and file sharing on desktop, mobile, and web applications to support all 4 communication types: all applications are working tightly with our PBX solution, allowing users to have voice conversation with video support and screen sharing, as well as chat and file sharing. As I already mentioned, this is all part of our PBX solution we call PBXware. PBXware is the world's first and mature professional open standard turnkey telephony platform. Since 2003, PBXware has deployed flexible, reliable, and scalable new generation communication systems to small and medium-sized businesses, enterprises, and governments worldwide by unifying the latest and most advanced technologies. Our slogan from the beginning was advanced simplicity. Bicoms systems, we realized that people are wanting simply and easy to use with complex and powerful behavior, and that is exactly what we are offering to them. We are usually hiding complex background operations behind a simple button in the web interface. Because of this fact and the level of support we are offering to our partners, PBXware owners don't have to be technically skilled to be able to configure advanced telephony features, allowing them to concentrate more on the business side. In addition to this, we have a licensing system which allows us to keep our interface as simple as possible with the ability to add new features to the system at any time. Also, we realize that there is no one-size-fits-all solution for business communications. So PBXware is available in 3 different editions: Business Edition, Contact Center, and Multitenant Editions, each supporting specific features for maximizing performance, reliability, and expandability. It can be used as a Class 5 soft switch and VoIP switch. So Business Edition of PBXware is our extensive and fully customizable VoIP solution, providing you with a comprehensive set of features and capabilities of the enterprise phone system. It offers greater flexibility and customization capability, allowing you to have more control over the final product with unique deployment options ranging from on-premise soft switch deployments based on bespoke units and custom hardware to hosted PBX solutions served using Serverware in the cloud. Our Contact Center edition of PBXware is designed to simplify and enhance call management at the busy call centers and contact centers of any size. Together with Business and Multi-Tenant Edition, Contact Center PBX enables you to increase efficiency in the workplace and transform the way you conduct the business. Give your business all the tools it needs to effectively start and manage inbound call campaigns with detailed statistics, reporting, and monitoring. Upgrade to PBXware Contact Center and provide your customers with a consistent and quality experience. Some of the contact center features are automatic call distribution. Automatic call distribution system helps to keep customers on the line by routing incoming calls to the agent with the most suitable skill set who can address the caller's need properly. ACD is a very important component of a call center and communication system. Some of its capabilities include priority writing, first in, first out, queue callback, call monitor, call barging, and much more. As an addition to ACD, we have a dialer, which adds outbound and blending capabilities to Contact Center edition of PBXware. We have also agent and supervisor application. CC Edition offers unique experience through agent and supervisor application, which provides all important information and abilities to agent and supervisor. Being a desktop application, it gives agent supervisor ability to work from office or a remote location, which is very important in post-pandemic world. Some other contact center feature are real-time agent monitoring, contact center, PBX wallboard, monitor pages, enhanced statistics, and so on. The multi-tenant edition of PBXware is a VoIP switch with multi-tenancy architecture supporting many tenants with multiple levels of administration, providing different permissions. Multi-tenant enables you to increase efficiency in the workplace and transform the way you conduct business in the same way the business and contact center editions do. Basically, a multi-tenant PBXware is able to handle multiple customers, tenants, with a single instance of software. Even though every customer has a dedicated PBX, they all share the same hardware and same asterisk instance. Using the single instance for all customers cuts down operating costs significantly. We also offer a comprehensive role-based management system, so system administrators are able to create groups and user permissions in order to delegate the administration of PBXware. Users are grouped by administrator, site admin, operator, manager, and other custom groups. In addition to limiting the scope of changes that can be made by different groups, system administrator can transfer management responsibility to individual tenant owners. Our latest release is PBXware 6.4, and it's a major update that introduces several new features, such as MMS, which in addition to SMS functionality we released recently, is adding a new level of communication to our product. We currently support 2 SMS providers, Telnix and Bandwidth, with more to come. Bulk SMS feature allows companies to send messages to multiple numbers, which is usable when companies want to share information in a quick and reliable way. Running SMS campaigns is very productive, knowing that SMS response rate is 45% comparing to 6% of email response rate, for example. We come to archiving. Bicoms Systems' newest PBX version 6.4 allows customers to use Google Drive, Dropbox, Amazon S3, or Dear FTP or SFTP server, as well as Bicoms Archiving Storage to archive your storage. Archive data can consist of anything you or your company finds important that may be needed in the future. You can keep copies of call recording, voicemails, and faxes, and so on. And it will make the search and retrieval of data exponentially easier. PBXware is also offered in white label, allowing you to customize your PBXware interface with your company logo and colors. Also, PBXware is delivered either in an ISO image or a serverware delivery format, each with an easy way to use setup wizard that will make your PBX functional in a matter of minutes. And that will be all for me today. Thank you all, and I'm passing the mic now to my colleague Aida.
Thank you, Dalibor. Good day, everybody. My name is Aida Yamak, and I'm head of products in Bicoms Systems. Today, I will give you some info on the Geo Redundancy feature that has recently been released in Serverware. First, let us have a look at some of the disasters that happened during this year, current year only, not even go further back than this year. So in February, there was a power crisis in Texas. The temperature reached its lowest value in the last 70 years to -2 farads. This year actually was extremely cold, yes, but it's not even the first time that this happened. They had it the same situation or comparable situation in 2011 and also in 1989, and obviously did not learn a lot from there. This extreme weather led to power outages that we all heard of, and basically all of the similar consequences related to the power outages and caused by them, and everything was stopped in Texas. Moving on to March, a fire occurred in the OVH Cloud's data center in Strasbourg. All their systems, cloud, emails, VoIP, it all went down with significant data losses. And to mention, 16,000 customers were impacted all across Europe. In May this year, there was a ransomware attack on Colonial Pipeline. Again, all of us, if not, the most of us have read about it. As a result, 4 pipelines were down and 100 gigabytes of their data was held hostage. As you can see, it can happen to any type of business, and the cost of data loss can be enormous for the company. So simply put, what is geo redundancy and how can Serverware help here? Geo redundancy feature, simply put, is based on the data redundancy. In other words, it keeps the data generated by services on 2 or more geographical locations. This is achieved by replication, which means sending a copy for each piece of data to storage on a remote location. I need to emphasize that this is not a real-time replication. It doesn't happen, immediately in real time. The data is basically not replicated during the operation of processing. It is rather happening on a scheduled basically time periods, which basically are set by the user. The minimum replication period that can be set by the user in Serverware is 1 minute and maximum is 24 hours. And as I said, the user is full control of this. Now, compare this to one other provider, where both minimum and maximum replication periods are 24 hours. In case of a disaster in one location, if all storage data of VPS is available on the second site, so that's a prerequisite, the services can be restored on computational resources of the second site. Serverware also provides a graphical user interface that enables these operations to be done in just a few clicks. The primary benefit of geo redundancy, obviously, is the continuity of business for your customers, basically that you host on your servers. And in today's economy, it is crucial to have a solid business continuity plan. The goal of Serverware replication is the high reliability of replicated data with minimum data shift. In other words, to keep the most recent good copy of the data on the remote location. This is achieved by verifying each part of the data transferred and the integrity of the whole increment. The integrity of the increment is achieved by the use of OpenZFS as a storage engine that uses Fletcher for integrity checksum. If there is anything wrong with the increment, it will fail, and the previous one will be kept as the last good one. Additionally, Serverware geo redundancy can be configured to keep multiple recovery points. If the most recent replication cycle is not good to go, an older one can be used. The feature geo redundancy performs time schedule snapshots and sync of data from one location to another. It requires full sync to be performed only once on the initial setup. it syncs to a service on a remote site that we call Geo Redundancy Server, or in short, GRS. After this initial sync, it does only incremental syncs. Only changes in between replication cycles are synchronized, and this implementation lowers link performance requirements between the remote sites. When configuring replication, the user can pick which domains and VPSs will be replicated per each configured geolocation. Data replication transfer between geolocations is tunneled over encrypted TCP connection between the sites. This eliminates the requirement for encrypted VPN setup between locations and simplifies deployment of this feature in production. In addition to the data replication, Serverware also provides an option to set up a series of monitoring tests. If any or all tests fails, it either triggers a notification to administrator or administrators, or triggers the takeover of a previously defined and saved takeover template. In effect, this actually enables the automation of the takeover of the services when one location is unavailable. So basically automatic takeover. And it offers the flexibility to the users to configure which response is the most suitable for them. Okay, so a few words about Serverware. It is the only virtualization platform tailored to hosting telephony and unified communications in the cloud in the world. It delivers a wide range of IP services and applications with 5 nines high availability, stability, and reliability for maximum uptime. The platform, as you can see in the images, is available in the standalone, mirror, and cluster editions, and offers fault tolerance, high availability, as well as processing and storage scalability. By far, mirror is the preferred choice of our partners, but our partners usually upgrade to the cluster edition when expanding, as it is perfectly scalable solution. Serverware provides support for NVMe over TCP in the storage pool assembly as of version 4. It is a high-performance storage networking protocol that offers much lower latencies, higher bandwidth, and removes RAN link bottleneck. Let's have a look at another feature in Serverware that has been recently released, Bicom Archiving Storage. Bicom Archiving Storage, or in short, BUS as we call it, is an archiving storage for PBXware archiving data, namely fax, clear reports, recordings, and voicemail. This means that the feature can be utilized in full with PBXware version 6.4. To comply with the GDPR requirements, the archiving data is encrypted with AES 256 algorithm, and when mounted, I must stress this out, when mounted, the data set is decrypted. Also, please note to keep your keys safe in order to avoid the situation where your data is encrypted, but also inaccessible to you. BUS can be managed individually per VPS or per domain. The latest and currently available version of Serverware is version 4.1. It includes also BUS and Geo Redundancy, as I have already mentioned, and it was released on July 21st this year. In case you are interested in buying Serverware and Geo Redundancy, please contact our sales department and they will be very happy to assist you. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Before we get to any questions, you want to go one more time about how our attendees can reach Bicoms Systems?
The email address written in this slide, sales@bicomsystem.com, is the first point of contact for any kind of inquiries related to our products and services and the solution that we are providing.
Okay, great. Thanks, Aida. Can you discuss with us any issues you have faced with storage size and bandwidth with the replication?
The storage size is configurable by you. I suppose this relates to geo redundancy. This is configurable by users. The users can set the storage quota and maximum bandwidth per site to be replicated. So this enables the users, serverware admins, basically the flexibility to tailor all these parameters as per their needs to avoid any issues.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Can you provide information on limits on the number of sites that can be added?
So far, the tested number of sites is 2 in various situations, even in the beta testing with our customers and partners. But technically, there is no limit on the number of sites imposed. So the prerequisites are that you have the infrastructure on the 3rd, 4th, 5th, 100th site available and enough resources to take over. Also, the the bandwidth to support the replication.
Mm-hmm. And what about hardware limitations on a second site? Are there any?
So basically, the only limitation is that you need to have enough, let's say, the same amount, enough resources for this second site to be able to take over. If there is no, that's the encapsulated answer. Yes.
Mm-hmm. And so, what makes Bicoms Geo Redundancy stand out from other companies' products?
As I said, so there is a lot of flexibility added to the users. One being, let's say, the minimum and maximum time fully configurable by the users on the data time snapshots. The other being, so this is also as a serverware is the virtualization platform tailored to telecommunications. Geo redundancy here is perfectly suitable for telecom operators and telecommunication services. The other being, so obviously works perfect with Bicom, perfectly with the Bicom product suite and our products in general as a Bicom. Basically, I could go on and on. So yeah, the main plus I would say focus on telecom and full flexibility available to the users. Also, the site monitoring tests that I mentioned, where you are able to monitor the sites and tailor again in a flexible manner the response that you want to have executed in case of an unavailability of a site.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Can you tell us what is new in PBXware 6.4?
Well, yes, basically I answered to all the to that question during the presentation. In 6.4, we added MMS, bulk SMS, we improved archiving storage and support for Bicom archiving storage, which is part of Serverware.
Mm-hmm. Here's a question. Someone who loves the PBXware and Bicom wants to know if there are any plans to make PBXware horizontally scalable and therefore no longer reliant on a single VPS architecture.
Well, basically, we have some plans and some ideas, but there are some issues we are facing it, and we need to find the best way to solve them.
Oh, I see. Okay. What sort of security options does Vicom offer for its products?
We focus on the telephony and telecom, actually, or unified communication products. However, CPROT is our firewall that comes at the moment comes currently within Serverware. It is a solution to protect the platform from any kind of attacks that may happen.
Here's another one for you. You mentioned that you have 2 SMS providers. And this attendee wants to know, is Twilio as a SIP trunk provider that supports SMS for multiple countries around the world, anywhere on your roadmap in the future?
We support all SIP providers, so it's something that can already be used, and we are currently developing SMS support for Twilio. So it should be part of the 6.5 release.
That's good to know. Okay. And here's another one. An attendee wants you to elaborate on the major competitive edge of using glocom app as opposed to other competing brands.
So basically, it is a part of the whole solution, as Dalibor has mentioned. Basically, when you come to us, we are a one-stop shop. And with PBX, where you have the whole solution rather than product per product. So, you know, with the telephony, unified communications, you know, as a whole package, you get it, and glocom is one part of it. And I think, in my perspective, that's the main advantage of using glocom compared to the others.
Okay, great. And that leads us to one last question, and that is, what features should we be expecting in the future?
As Dalibor has mentioned, integration with Twilio. So regarding Serverware, virtual networks and management networks will be released. Opus and Echo cancellation in glocom. So there are a lot of things being cooked in the Bicom systems kitchen, and keep following us for the new good stuff coming up very, very soon.
Oh, that's good to hear. That's good to hear. And as you were answering, we got another question that came in, and this attendee wants to know what other SIP providers are going to be supported in 6.5 or in the near future.
We already support all SIP providers. I mean, by trunking, there are no restrictions of that kind, but it's different with SMS providers because they all have different API. So we have to develop different kind of integration each time we are integrating with new SMS provider.
I want to thank Bicom Systems Head of Products, Aida Jamek and Dalibor Bradvich. And now, from all of us at Channel Vision Magazine, our thanks to Bicom Systems, and thank you for attending. Have a safe and prosperous day.
Have a great day, everybody. Thank you for attending.